All right, another weight loss training vlog. So this is the start of Zone 2 training. So I decided to do an experiment because I know my weight has been hovering, and I know my weight is hovering to two things: not a perfect diet, not a perfect diet, and maybe not enough cardio, because I want to implement strength training both. So, I was doing some research and I came across the concept of Zone 2 training. I've heard of zone training before. I've heard of Orange Theory and that zone training thing. I didn't really look into it, so I looked into it, and the way I understand it is that Zone 2 is how you burn the most fat calories, even though it's not the most intense of a cardio workout. And oftentimes when I do cardio, I'm just on that thing, just trying to get it in as best I can. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do Zone 2 training every day. The science is this: so in Zone 2 you gotta work out at a certain heart rate. So I bought a heart monitor. You can't see it right now, and as you do that, you get to track your calories more accurate and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'm burning as many calories as I think. I'm not 100% sure, but my goal is to at least get 3,500 calories burned a week. But I know I can't do that in one setting. So how do I do that? So a good way to do that is to break it up across 7 days. So if I could do 500 calories in one setting, and if I do one workout and work up to 500 calories 7 times a day, that should give me my 3,500 number. Also though, which is interesting because I thought that I couldn't really get that many calories burned because I was usually paying attention to what the machines say. And when I talked to ChatGPT about it, it just says that these machines aren't really the most accurate. They're more like grade on a scale. Plus, they're not tracking heart rate as accurately. They don't calculate things as accurate as they could be. So I got an app that monitors my heart rate, tracks the time I'm in certain heart rate, in certain zones. And so the experiment is, okay, well, let's see if I can get 3,500 calories. But if I do 2 workouts, let's say I do a cardio session in the morning and a cardio session in the afternoon. Well, if I do that, that's 3,500 times 2, or at least 1,000 a day from walking, because I'm doing walking, just a little bit of an elevated walking, not regular walking, but a more intentional, faster, little bit of walk that gets the heart rate in the heart zone that it needs to be. So it's an experiment that I'm doing for the month of May, but starting now, it's like April 22nd. And I'm going to put the theory to the test to see if I can actually lose some weight. Lose some weight in addition to the strength training I'm doing and diet. So the strength training, diet, and cardio, I'm going to combine the 3 together as best I can. I work a job that's very it's tough because I don't go to one place. It's almost like chauffeuring. It's like you go to multiple places at different times. You get out at different times, and it makes it really difficult to work on your own personal goals when you're constantly working around that. It would have been different if I had, I think if I had a family or kids, I probably wouldn't permit things to go the way they do at my job. I probably wouldn't, because the kids would be a priority or the spouse would be a priority. And sometimes as a guy, I tough things out more than I should. Now, there is certain benefits to it, but it's almost like you pay a cost for being tougher than you really need to be. So that's kind of side rant. Anyway, the experiment that started yesterday. I finally got the treadmill to test out the heart rate monitor. It's tracking. I don't care if it's perfectly accurate. I'm just trying to have a scientific point to work from to see what happens. But the goal is, despite everything else, despite calorie deficit and strength training from food, calories from food, to do 3,500 calories a week. But it'll be bonus if I can do that times 2. So what I'm trying to do is do a morning workout in the morning. So I'll get up at 6, head straight to the gym, come back, change, and go from there, and just see what happens. So this is the first time I'm doing that, and I'm gonna write this stuff down and see what happens, and sort of track all these workouts and just see what happens with my weight if I start putting a dent in it. So, because I got a lot of weight to lose, and I want to use every tool available. You know, I mean, that's an interesting thing. Like, if you watch a bunch of YouTube like how I do, you'll see everybody say, "Oh, you're supposed to do." You'll see two very successful people tell you two very successful, very different things. So for me, I have to prove for myself, okay, this is either going to work. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But if it does work and helps me start getting that trend down a little bit more consistently in my weight loss and kind of solidifies what I'm doing, great. But I want No to like go through the process. So I got to go through this process. So I actually have to work late today and still go to the gym, but that takes away time from other things that I want to do during the day. So that's all right. I'm going to continue. I'm going to be cool and make things work the best way I can, right? So that's my update. Zone 2 training starts today, or started yesterday, and we're going to see what happens if I do Zone 2 training 7 days a week before the following week where I do a weigh-in. And preferably I'll lose some weight and get some body fat off me. All right, see you later.